What if I told you that some of the biggest turning points in human history came down to a single, last-minute decision? Not a grand plan. Not years of preparation. Just a gut call. A whisper of instinct. A split-second pivot. And it changed everything. Most people think building a wealthy life requires a perfect strategy laid out decades in advance. But what if your entire future could hinge on a decision you haven't even made yet? Now before you say, "Oh great, here comes another motivational lecture," stick around. Because by the time we're done, you'll realize that being ready in the moment matters more than being perfect on paper. Today, I'm revealing the top 3 last-minute decisions that changed the course of history, and how they hold the secret to smarter choices, bigger risks, and building true wealth in your life. Let's begin. 1. JFK's Cold War Gambit, the Cuban Missile Crisis. October 1962. The US is moments away from launching nuclear warheads. Soviet missiles are in Cuba. Tensions are volcanic. The world is holding its breath. President John F. Kennedy is surrounded by military advisors demanding an immediate strike. But at the very last moment, JFK chooses a different path. No attack. Let's try diplomacy first. That single decision prevented World War III. Sometimes, the smartest move is to pause when everyone else is panicking. And in the world of money, that's pure gold. When markets crash, your friends might panic sell. But if you can stay calm, like JFK, and think long-term, you may just preserve your future while others lose theirs. Ask yourself, are you acting from panic or purpose? 2. Steve Jobs pulls the plug on the iPod mini. Apple's best-selling product is the iPod mini. Profits are soaring. So what does Steve Jobs do? He kills it. Yes. He shuts it down completely, and launches something totally new. The iPod Nano. People thought he was crazy. But Steve Jobs knew, success today can blind you to the collapse tomorrow. The Nano becomes an instant hit. And that bold mindset? It's what made Apple the most valuable company in the world. Sometimes, the best decision is to walk away from what's working, before it stops working. So, what are you clinging to because it's familiar, not because it's still profitable? Remember, Blockbuster once laughed at Netflix. Guess who's laughing now? 3. Alexander the Great burns the boats. Picture this. You're invading Persia. You're outnumbered 10-1. You've crossed the ocean with your army. No backup. No reinforcements. What do? Alexander the Great? He burns his ships. No retreat. No plan B. Just forward, or die trying. That insane move forced his men to focus. And it worked. They crushed the Persian Empire and rewrote history. Now ask yourself, what boats in your life need burning? That second bank account you never invest from? That backup plan that's keeping you soft? Wealth isn't built in comfort. It's forged in fire. Sometimes, the smartest financial decision is to remove the escape hatch and commit like your future depends on it. Here's the twist. None of these men, JFK, Steve Jobs, Alexander, had certainty. They had information. Yes. But mostly, they had courage. And timing. They made decisions that looked crazy in the moment, but genius in hindsight. And you, my friend, will face the same kind of choice one day. Whether it's your money, your career, or your freedom. A moment will come when everyone tells you to play it safe. And you'll hear a voice inside you say, "Now. Move. Decide." And no, I'm not saying burn your credit cards and charge into crypto like Alexander storming Babylon. Chill. But I am saying, master the art of bold, informed, last-minute decisions, because they just might define the next 40 years of your life. If you want to make those bold decisions count, especially with your money, then don't stop here. I made another video that dives deep into one of the most powerful forces in wealth creation, the power of compounding. Click on the screen now, and discover how a tiny decision today can explode into massive wealth tomorrow. Because history isn't written by the most prepared. It's written by the most decisive.